Oh well, it's something different, isn't it?
Welcome everybody to PWF Is War, Podcast Wrestling Fallout. I am your host tonight. I am Paul Jazer, aka the Arabian Wolf. A lot of great things to go over. Last night's show was a jam-packed Raw. We have a great review heading your guys' way. Straight out of Richmond, Virginia. Overall, I thought it was a good show. A lot of detail to go into. Good go-home show overall going into the Battleground pay-per-view. I'm not alone tonight. I have a couple of guests. I'm going to to introduce first my buddy Adam with his replica title.
Yes.
PWF Is War.
The face of PWF Is War. The face.
The whole fucking deal.
No one's going to beat me for this championship, no. But yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to go. I'm obviously in the Bullet Club now, and I'm not hosting. I'm letting Paul to do that job for me. But I'm ready to go, and if you want to follow me, fans of Captain Awesome, follow me at Twitter at Captain3. Awesome. Yeah. I've been awesome since listening to the show. Yeah.
I figured the show couldn't get any worse, so I figured I'd take the hot seat tonight. But we'll head over to Mario.
Well, someone has to.
Introduce yourself to the fans. How are you?
Pretty good, man. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can go ahead and follow me at Golden Eagle 0462. So,
awesome. Make sure you guys check him out. Thanks again for being on the show. And on to last, but especially not least, making his PWF Is War debut, Austin, a.k.a. Pudding, a.k.a. Stardust. What's going on, brother? Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. How you guys doing? If you guys want, you can follow me on Twitter at Pudding Pop.
At Pudding Pop. Originality is key in this business, ladies and gentlemen.
The name of it, oh my god. It sounds like Christmas pudding, but anyway.
You gotta have a little Christmas every now and then. Just like Mick Foley's 365-day challenge, You gotta have something Christmas every day.
Yeah.
But, back to me real quick. You guys make sure to subscribe on Podcast Wrestling Fallout on YouTube, Podcast Wrestling Fallout on Facebook. Join the group and like our page. Follow us on Twitter at PWF Is War. Stay in touch. All updates coming your way. Don't forget, we have shows coming up. We have interviews. We have Thrasher. We have Kimberly, which is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thrasher is going to be the 19th, and the 24th is Davey Vegas. So a lot of good things coming your way. Before we head into the Raw review, much anticipated, but before we go forward with it, I want to address the CM Punk scandal that's going on at the moment. Take it for what you will. That's been added to the WWE alumni section. This is breaking news. That's why I'm going to go into it real quick. He's in the alumni section. He addressed the fans with the hashtag #ThankYouPunk. He said no thank you. So real quick, I just want to get your guys' opinions on that. We'll start with Mario.
I think, a lot of people were pretty disappointed when they found out that news. Mostly all the Punk marks, I'm a Punk fan myself, I'm wearing his t-shirt right now. And, him, I guess, that means he's retired now, I guess. It's well-deserved, in my opinion. He's done some awesome things in the company and outside the company. So, he's well-deserved to be retired. And who knows, we might see him in the Hall of Fame in a couple years to come. So, we can look forward to that. So that'll probably happen. So, just shout out to CM Punk for, giving us some awesome matches and excitements and whatnot.
Yeah. Absolutely. Couldn't say it better. Go ahead, Stardust.
Yeah, basically what Mario said, Also, he gave us some really unbelievable moments to remember in the WWE. He's one of those superstars that had God-given talent that, we probably won't see talent like him for quite a while, in my opinion. Gonna be missed. One of the best.
Without a doubt. We'll shoot over to Adam. What's your opinion on this breaking news?
He's definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, definitely all time. He's controversial. He obviously had some great moments in his career. The pipe bomb itself. He held the title for like a year. That's really impressive. And I don't know, I got that feeling, he could have said he was done after the Royal Rumble. He could have said, I'm officially done with the... He's saying it now. It kind of made me... It's making me think, is this kind of... I could be wrong, but it could be a storyline still, like an angle, like he's just playing the fans thinking, I'm gone, I'm never coming back. or you could say he's retired, but then he actually shows up. Like, he secretly signs his contract to start, and maybe 6 months contract, he extended it. Maybe he'll appear at SummerSlam, but I don't know. I can't really. But if he's really done, then thank you. It was an honor to see you. Wrestle watching you since the beginning, and some ECW days. Definitely gonna miss the guy. Definitely, great wrestler. Definitely, he had everything, the whole package. So,
Exactly. When it comes to CM Punk, whether you like him or you hate him or you love him, he's a guy that he put his stamp. He branded WWE with his name. Arguably the best of this generation. So it's really up in the air. Take it for what it is. When this name CM Punk comes up, all it does is raise confrontation. Whether it's him being in WWE or whether it's fans talking about him, it always raises some type of heat. And that's just the kind of guy he was, anti-authority. He rebelled against the system. He didn't take shit from anybody, and he showed it. Without a doubt, first ballot Hall of Famer. Stone Cold walked out. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't see why CM Punk wouldn't. A little strange. Although tonight his documentary is launching on the network at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, it is a little strange to me that they would announce it 2 days before his contract ends, put him in the alumni section on WWE.com. Kind of seems a little bit similar to me with the storyline they did last year with Cody Rhodes getting fired and he was working an indie show. But that's for everyone else to evaluate. It's really formulate your own opinion, be a critical thinker, and we'll have to sit back and wait to see what happens. Any last thoughts, guys, before we jump into the Raw review from Richmond?
I thought, I'll discuss it in the review. That's right. I was going to say about CM Punk chance when there was the AJ Lee match. I thought that was kind of disrespectful. But,
we'll get to that. It seems they're hijacking every single match AJ's in, but we'll get to that later down the line. The show opens up. We're live from Richmond, Virginia. The Authority's finally back from vacation. Of course, the show kicks off with WWE World Heavyweight Champion John Cena. He opens the show, and as far as business-wise goes, I don't have a problem with it. They were down from last week's ratings, but that's not a big problem. For a go-home show, I thought they did well with it. Cena with the cliche promo, hyping up Battleground, trying to pitch the WWE Network, trying to get the very last drop of subscribers out of them. And, it is what it is. Reigns comes out. That's where it really starts heating up, in my opinion. And, just his presence alone in the ring, Cena felt uneasy, and the fans were loving it. He really is the next face. But, Cena kept talking and talking, rambling on incoherently like he so often does, and Reigns cut him off and he said, "Get to the damn point." And Cena goes, "What did you just say?" He goes, "You heard me." And that's where it kicked off, and they did their little shtick, and then Dean Ambrose pops up with Titantron, and this is where it got really good. Trying to align them a little bit, trying to get them to focus on what the main cause is, the focal point, which is the Authority, who they're taking on later in the night. Lo and behold, camera goes to the left, there's Kane. Camera goes to the right, there's Seth Rollins. All out blitz, they attack, pin him against the wall, left, right, throw him into the thing. Orton shows up, he jumps in, it's a 3-on-1 beatdown, and the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, why didn't the faces come to his rescue or at least attempt to run him off? Save Dean Ambrose a little scrutiny, maybe give him a chance to compete, but that wasn't the case. That was meant to happen, and that was an old school beatdown. It's a guy who's sitting at his TV screaming, "Come on, Ambrose, come on." I really enjoyed it, We don't get to see edgy beatdowns like that anymore, so I'm all for it. I enjoyed the opening of the show. I enjoyed the segment. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Dean in the main event, but it'll play out good. It leaves that anticipation factor, honestly. Will Dean Ambrose be able to compete? Is he going to be 100% at Battleground going to his match with Seth Rollins? So I don't mind. It adds a little bit of fuel to the fire in their feud, and a long feud it's going to be. We're going to kick it over to Mario. What did you think about the opening segment, and what did you think about the beatdown in general?
Well, whenever Cena cuts a promo, I tend to not listen anymore. Thumbs up to Roman Reigns for, having that it factor about him. Whenever he walks down the stairs to the ring, everybody, whether they're booing or cheering, they're giving him something, because they know he's the next guy after Cena, so, they're kind of supporting him in that sense. And the beatdown backstage was pretty cool. It was pretty different. We haven't seen one of those in a while. And Dean Ambrose getting taken out of the show due to the fight in the back. It was good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolutely, I could definitely agree with that. I enjoyed it. We'll shoot over to Stardust. What did you think about it?
Excellent promo made by the both of them. I mean, for me, I can't stand John Cena, but I feel like he's in a way making Roman seem like the bigger power in the what we're gonna see in the match, which we know should be a really really good match. And going into the beatdown, like what Mario said, haven't seen one of those in a while. It was really cool to see, and we saw a little side of we talked about this last night. We saw a little side of Roddy Piper and Dean Ambrose last night during that attack.
Dude, I agree with you guys all the way on this. The beatdown was great, but when Dean Ambrose said, "Is that all you got?" That sold it for everyone. That was gold. And for that moment in time, he was more over than Roman Reigns ever was. If that crowd popped loud, and backstage you don't hear it as loud as you would if he was in the arena. That was a loud pop he got when he said, "That's all you got."
I think she is more
Adam,
over, though.
Let's pick Adam's brain for a second. What do you think? We'll shoot back.
Seeing the start of the show, I thought, here we go, same old, same old, same old. He said the champ is here, he said the crowd is crazy, he usually says that. I thought, okay. I just thought, when is Reigns going to come out, or someone that just interrupts him? Obviously Reigns interrupts him, They say that they may be the same pace tonight, but when it comes to Battleground, it's all, it'll be face. It's not. They're not going to be teaming, so it's great. And then they had, they're back and forth, and then you had Ambrose on the Titantron, kind of saying, "Guys, stop fighting. We've got to deal with the authority." And then they end up with authority in the backstage to attack. Kane, Seth Rollins, and Randy Orton. It was a great, backstage attack. It was been a long time since one, and Ambrose sold it really well. He did really well. The choke slam by Kane was pretty cool. And when he said that all you got, their faces were like, what? This guy really loves pain or something? He wants more. So there was given, and then Seth Rollins' curve stomp at the end was pretty sick. He just connected it with him, and definitely a great start, but I was scratching my head. I tweeted this. Is why was John Cena and Roman Reigns were standing in the ring and watching Ambrose getting beat? I mean, it's kind of like he was saying where was Superman to save the day? It was like, it was kind of selfish, but that's it. It ended up being it would probably be a downline handicap match. It looked like it was going to be a handicap match, which is their own fault. But yeah, enjoyed it. So
exactly.
But yeah, Ambrose, he's a tough cookie. He's a tough guy, and as you said, they gave him a massive pop more than Reigns did. So yeah, go ahead.
After a lethal beatdown like that, I'm surprised WWE would let a guy say that. But I said it last night on Show Clause Review Show. During kayfabe, make sure you guys check them out. I said it last night. Dean Ambrose, like it or not, is the toughest guy in the WWE at the moment, bar none. This guy does all types of crazy stuff. He's hit with light tubes. He wrestled death matches all over the world. In Japan, he's got his head sliced open with skill saws on numerous occasions. So yeah, if you want to talk about tough, this guy is as bad as it gets. You guys have any last thoughts on that before we go into the opening match?
Yeah, I just still think seeing Reigns could have helped Ambrose, because Reigns had history with Ambrose. They were part of the Shield. They were brothers.
And of course, it doesn't have to.
It makes sense.
An all-out brawl doesn't have to break out. It doesn't have to turn into a complete melee, a calamity of sorts. But they could have at least ran back there and fended him off. Chased him off. But that wasn't.
I know. It was like at the backstage. There's a lot of building you have to go through and to get there. But still, they could have tried at least.
Right. The effort would have made more sense.
Them standing there, not showing them in the ring, it just made it really stupid.
Right.
That's creative, team.
Yeah, it happens. There's a reason behind it, and I believe that reason is to make Dean Ambrose questionable going into the match at Battleground. That's the main reason for it. But Austin, you got any questions left? Anything to say, or Mario?
Yeah.
You guys good?
No, man.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
we're good.
Aired your grievances? All right. We come back from break. You know, they announced Dean's being evaluated by doctors of sorts, and you know, it seems pretty clear that he's not going to be able to compete. We go into the opening match of the show, which is Sheamus versus The Miz. My opinion, I thought it was a decent match. It could have been better. I thought it went a little bit too long. I thought they could have told the story that they did in a shorter time distance, but for what it was decent. I was surprised to see Miz get the roll-up win. I think he needed it considering his return. It was overshadowed by Jericho and losing in his first match. So, I believe that was a good moment for Miz, and I think that they played it off well. I think that's what needed to happen. We'll shoot over to Mario. What did you think of the match and the outcome?
Well, I mean, I think everybody here knows that Sheamus is a pretty underrated worker. You know, for a big guy, he can go in the ring. And The Miz, I mean, he has his moments here and there, but you know, I've never been a huge Miz fan. The match was okay. I think the length of the match was okay because you kind of need longer matches with a 3-hour show. So I mean, I understand why they gave it some time. The finish was, you know, it kind of protected Sheamus at the same time and gave Miz the win to build up for the Battle Royal this Sunday at Battleground. So I mean, it was okay. I mean, I didn't dislike the segment, so I mean, I guess that's good.
You know, a lot of people were shocked to see Miz get the win, and I don't have a problem with it. I actually enjoy Miz's heel work. I think he's talented as a heel, and I think he has something to offer in the mid-card and upper mid-card region, and we could quite possibly see a feud between Miz and Barrett in the future for the IC title. It would bring back some exposure to Miz, and it would, you know, it'd really catapult both of them. Whether you like it or not, I think it'll work. Austin, if you're ready, we'll shoot over to you on your opinion of the match and the outcome.
Yeah, the match was alright. I mean, I like what they're doing with The Miz, giving him a whole movie star gimmick, which we've seen before with The Rock, and we know The Rock perfected it. I'd like to see what The Miz could do with this gimmick. Yeah, like you said, the match was okay. It could have been a lot less short.
Right.
I mean, like I'd like to see a Miz and Barrett feud too, which would, I think that would boost up both their careers by a long shot.
Exactly, because you know, Barrett was a heel, but by the time he returns, you know, he's gonna be so over just because of how much they missed him. He is gonna be out for probably another about 4 months. So, the bad news Barrett critic, his #1 fan, shoot over to Adam. What do you got to say about the match and the outcome?
Yeah. So as a Barrett fan, you know, hopefully he recover speedily and come back soon and win that IC title back, rightfully his, because I don't see anyone rightful as bad news Barrett. But anyway, put that aside, the match with the Miz and Sheamus, you know, it was average match. I mean, it wasn't exciting. I mean, I think he shouldn't have started the show. He probably should have been in the middle, like a filler. I think to start the show in the beginning with that match was a big mistake. But hey, yeah, I mean, it went quite long. I felt kind of bored, actually. I thought, when is this match going to end? Because it's not exactly, just a bit slow, the pace was as well. I know, Sheamus, to be fair, he's a good, you know, he's a solid worker, but you know, I said many times about my views on Sheamus, and The Miz, he's coming, you know, he's returned. His return was overshadowed by Jericho, so he kind of looked like idiot, and I mean, he's now got this Hollywood gimmick. I mean, could it work? Possibly. I mean, he had some like a few years ago. He had a good heel run, which I liked. I mean, if he brings that back, it'd be pretty cool. I mean, I don't want him in the main event. No, I think he should stay clear of that. But a good upper card, mid carder, definitely, yeah. And but you know, I was really shocked that Miz actually beat Sheamus clean. Yeah. It was kind of clean, wasn't it? Like a roll up. I thought Sheamus was going to win this, to be honest with you, but he didn't. Looks like they're going to feud. Apparently, I heard rumours they're going to feud for, I don't know, a few weeks. I think they got a match in the main event. So maybe they're going to feud for the United States title, I guess. Yeah. I mean, you guys saying about Bad News Barrett against The Miz, like a feud. I don't know. I'm not sure I would like that because I've already seen it before in a way. I mean, I've seen The Miz when he was a face, and they had that feud. I think it was at WrestleMania time, and I didn't enjoy it. So I wouldn't want to see that. To be honest with you, because that's just how it is. I know it could be different. You could have Bad News Barrett as a face, but I still don't think it would work. I don't know why, but yeah. Overall, the match was a kind of a disappointment. But hey, good for The Miz for being Sheamus. So.
I think by the time Barrett returns, he's just gonna be so over that they're just gonna have to build him as a face and run him like that. This does give Miz good momentum going into the Battle Royal for the vacant IC title. Bad News Barrett actually did tweet saying his favorite to win the Battle Royal was actually Heath Slater, and I was wondering what hat he was pulling names out of. But I honestly think it's Star Wars Ziggler are gonna win. I always mention Ziggler. I always put him in there because the one time I don't, it's gonna be the time he actually does win. So one of my favorite guys. I've said it before about Sheamus. Am I a fan of his? No, not really. Is he a good worker? Absolutely. He is a good worker. He does have talent. He is marketable. He does draw, and he does play his part well. He appeals to the audience, and he does good stuff in the ring. Not the best, but he does good stuff, and sometimes he does surprise us. So I don't have a problem with Sheamus at all. Any last thoughts, guys, before we move forward?
Did you see, you were saying about the tweet, Bad News Barrett, did you see the hashtag the core? Maybe kind of a tease. Yeah, bring back the core. I wish it was Nexus. I prefer Nexus.
Yeah, core was like an afterthought, someone like Plan B in pregnancy, but
you can't have it return because Ezekiel Jackson's gone.
Exactly. Big Zeke gone.
So.
But coming out of that match, we shoot to a backstage segment. I believe the backstage segment was just Triple H, Randy Orton. If I'm right, is that right? Was it Triple H and Randy
Orton, right? Wasn't he? No.
Was it that? But it wasn't that part of the show, was it? I think after that match. I
remember it being early, but I guess not. I think. All right. So.
Yeah. They was talking about it was Kane and Orton. I think it was just Kane and Orton, wasn't it? And then Triple H walks in.
No. It was Orton, Kane, and Rollins backstage, I believe. It was Orton, Kane's, Rollins.
No, I don't think Rollins was in there.
No, yeah, Rollins was there.
I think so, yeah.
He's saying, if they did their job like they did tonight, then nothing's going to stop him from leaving the champion, things like that. There's not much really to go into the backstage segment. I just wanted to bring it up really quick, You could definitely tell there's tension within the Authority with Randy Orton and Kane and vice versa. Seth Rollins is somewhat on his own street, trying to do his own thing, and regardless of what they do, he's eventually going to cash in no matter who the champion is. So that's the whole point they're making out. Any thoughts on the tension within the Authority and Triple H's control factor on it?
You can see
pretty
last night, before Kane and Randy Orton are not on the same page. Kane was saying I'm gonna win the titles at Battleground. Even though I'll have your back if you have my back, but I'm still going for the titles. I'm not just gonna help you like I tried to do that in the Money in the Bank. So it seems like it could be the end, near the end of the Authority reign. I just got that feeling it's gonna be the end. I don't. And
a lot of people are speculating an Orton face turn.
Oh, please no.
I would rather see that.
I'll be against that. I prefer Kane to turn face.
Have Orton turn face and go into a program with Triple H is definitely a possibility.
We've seen that before. We don't want to see it again.
But it was good.
It was good, but would it repeat itself though? That's the question. Because that's when Orton was, in the high and he was cutting promos left and centre, and his matches were classics. But now, I don't know.
You guys
said Shadow himself anymore, Orton.
Mario Austin, one of you said something. What was it? Your comment?
Oh, that the feud between Triple H and Orton worked at its time. I don't think it will work right now.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you could do it again.
That's just one. If they did turn Orton face, that's the most logical direction I think they would go in my opinion. That's the only thing I could think of at the moment. I'm just throwing it out there. It probably won't even happen. So, disregard
Yeah.
it. Any last thoughts before we head into the Dolph Ziggler versus Fandango matchup? It was a short match. We'll breeze right through it. We'll go into the match. It wasn't that much of a match. I kind of figured something was going to happen. They were going to have some input on the match when it comes to Summer Rae and Layla, which they did. Took a page right out of Fandango's book, dancing on the announce table, gets a distraction, turns around, Ziggler hits him with the drop kick. They tussle back and forth. I thought they had decent flow for the time they were afforded in the match, and Ziggler hits the Famouser for the win. Not even the zigzag. He wins with the Famouser. A little tribute to badass Billy Gunn. And what happens? Summer and Layla come in the ring, dancing around Ziggler, flirting with them. And, they leave with him. He stole the show and hits Fandango's girls. Not one,
Well,
but
ex-girls.
ex-girls. Yeah, well, his ex-girls now. I enjoyed it. I think it's something they could run with. And I would honestly let this play out. Him and Fandango finish out a program together, no matter how serious it's taken or not. Keep them with Ziggler and turn him heel. I think it would work wonders for him. I think it'd be a good gimmick. And no matter what's going to happen, he still draws. And he still pops. He gets popped, so... we'll shoot over to Mario. What did you think about the match and what did you think about the ending? Dolph Ziggler stealing the girls.
I hate being so negative on these Raw reviews, but I mean,
You're allowed to. It's open speech. You can say what you want.
I don't know. I didn't like the segment. I mean, I don't like the storyline they're going with. So I mean, there's not much to say from my part in this segment. So
I'm just a big Dolph Ziggler guy, and I know a lot of the fans of our show are. That's why I go into detail here and there. We'll shoot over
I am
to
too. But...
yeah, we'll shoot over to Austin. What do you think about the match and Dolph Ziggler stealing the girls?
The match, to me, it sucked. I mean, you need matches like this in the show here and there, but yeah, like you said, you figure you'd see some interruptions in this match sooner or later. I'm not going to get that much into more of this one.
Absolutely, no, I understand that. We'll shoot over to Adam. What's your shot? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think they should just, if they had a longer match, maybe, and I don't know, it would have probably been a better match. I mean, it was disappointing as well because now the first two matches wasn't that great, and kind of, I don't know, it was a bit comedy in there as well, but I don't know, because you had Layla and Summer Rae, dancing on the announcer table, like. One time I thought Dolph Ziggler was going to get distracted because he kept looking that way. I thought maybe Fandango might get a cheap win, but obviously
right.
The Famouser came, kind of got surprised that he beat him with the Famouser. He's done it a few guys, and I think he's beat Sandow with it. But yeah, tribute to the Billy Gunn. Nice to see Dolph winning, but sad to see Fandango losing because I really do like Fandango at the same time. So, but hey, what I enjoyed was at the end when Layla and Summer Rae got to the ring, kind of celebrate with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler looks like he was shocked. I don't know why, because he's a show off. He can pull off the match, always week in week out, and he still steals the girls from Fandango, like ex-girls. He could probably steal every girl in the locker room.
No, it is what it is. The match wasn't anything special, unfortunately. But these are two guys that you could put in the ring, and their athleticism will tell a great story. Two guys who are in their own right, not utilized properly, and they're both underrated as well. So would I like to see them work in a program in the future down the road? You're damn right I would. Any last thoughts, guys, before we move on?
I just feel sorry for Fandango. It looks like he's going to cry.
I know you feel sorry for Fandango, but I think Sandow is a little bit off with the Sonic uniform and the rollerblades. Adam Rose.
Yeah. He's worse. Yeah, he's worse actually.
I'll
take that back.
With the Sting rumors, with the CM Punk scandal, all that stuff going on, they could capitalize on Sandow, utilize him so much better, like they did with HBK and Brett and stuff like that. But I'm not going to go into detail about it. If any of you guys have a comment on the backstage segment with Sandow.
I felt really disgusted a little bit because I thought, I mean, how could you do that, Stan? I mean, all right, this is going too far now. He's now working in Sonic as a worker, like rollerblading. Just really,
car
I
hop.
mean, yeah, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, he deserves better. He absolutely, and I blame. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna blame you. I'll probably say it every show. I'm gonna blame Cena for it because it's his damn bloody fault for doing that. You know, he everyone's saying, oh, after the cash in, he failed to cash in on Cena. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be all right. Don't worry. He had good
He
matches.
got
with
elevated,
Cena.
man.
But he just dropped them down. Anytime you work with Cena, when you're a young talent, you're in a problem. You're absolutely. He's not going to give you like the spotlight, and he's going to put you down.
Right. And regardless of the hype in that match,
I'm just saying how it is. I know the Cena fans are going to complain now, but I'm just saying the facts. If you look at the facts, you'll see I'm right. So.
And it's your opinions. I mean, you're entitled to it. So.
Regardless
I don't
of
really care. So.
Regardless of the Money in the Bank element being present in that match with Cena, you could take that element away. That was still a good wrestling match. I enjoyed it, and the crowd was into it. But any last thoughts on Sandow before we move forward? He's a guy who got knocked down the totem pole, and he's not going to give up. Whatever gimmick they're throwing him, he's going to go out there. He's going to make the best of it until he, climbs the ladder back up, and he's going to get there because he has the passion and drive. Any last thoughts, guys?
No, I love his spirit. He's got the passion for it. He could have quit probably ages ago. I mean, if it was me doing it, I'd probably would be pretty pissed off and like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. But with him, he's just carry on. He's gold, and the fans are behind him as well. They just need to give him that opportunity, change his gimmick, push him, go for like the IC title, and maybe eventually a main eventer, because I can see him as a main event. Because he can speak, he's gold on the mic. So give him the chance.
I agree. He'll get the chance, though. I wouldn't be worried about it whatsoever. They are highly on Sandow. That's why you forget. He might be doing stupid things, but he's getting the TV time, and there's a reason for that. So just like you got Dean Malenko. He's the man of 1,000 holds. I said it last night. And you got Sandow, who's the man of 1,000 gimmicks. But like I said, he gets the TV time, and that speaks volumes at the end of the day. We're gonna move forward into the next match. I believe it was Usos versus Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil. What the fuck kind of booking was that?
I didn't even know. Did that actually happen?
Was that an actual match? I didn't
even know.
Because when the Usos were coming down to the ring, they were blindsided by the Wyatt family, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And they laid a beat down on them. They stood tall over them, and they just hyped up the Battleground match on commentary, I believe, and that was the end of it. Really, they got the last word going into Battleground pay-per-view unless something happens on SmackDown. We'll shoot over to Mario. What did you think of the beatdown?
I mean, it did what it did with the pay-per-view, have the match. So, I mean, it was okay. I didn't have a problem with it happening. So, as long as the Wyatt family get the titles this Sunday, that's all I want.
I agree. We'll shoot over to Cody Hollis.
Stardust.
Pudding Pop.
Pudding. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just something to get the match over at the pay-per-view, which it's going to really be a good match.
For sure. Adam, what do you think about it?
There's not much to say about it. They didn't really have a match. The beat, from the Usos from behind was kind of cheap, but to get them out, get some heat pop, but it was okay. But, they're obviously going in. I'm just looking forward to Usos versus the Wyatt family at Battleground. I think it could possibly be one of the show stealers because they really have that great chemistry. So I'm gonna really expect it to be high. So and I just want it's time for the Usos to lose the titles. I love the Usos, fan of the guys, but it's time for you to drop it. You're becoming a little bit dull for me. So it's time for the Wyatts to win and. It'd be a long time since a team like that, like a massive monster team, won titles. I can't remember the last time. Maybe Kane Big Show was the last time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, they had the momentum going into Battleground. 2 out of 3 falls match with the extra element of the 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm really looking forward to it. These guys already put on great matches, so add that extra stipulation. It's going to be great, and they do have the possibility to steal the show, and I wouldn't doubt it if they do. great chemistry there. Moving on, we're gonna go into the segment. We have Michael Cole in the ring. He announces the 10th day, which I'm pretty sure in Russian is debate in English, between Lana, Rusev, Coulter, and Swagger. And it started off a little dull at first, but wow, I'll tell you, it really, really hyped up, and extremely great booking on WWE Creative with turning Swagger face and putting him into this program with Rusev. I'm really enjoying it. And last night, I showed it again. The crowd was just crazy about it. USA fans all throughout the arena during the whole thing, and really balls to the walls. It really kept everyone glued to the TV set. We'll shoot over to Mario. What did you think of it? What did you think of Lana slapping Coulter? So much happened here.
I really liked this segment due to the promos that both Lana and Zeb cut. Rusev and Swagger were just pretty much just standing there looking at each other. Lana could easily be their top heel right now, believe it or not, on the mic. So
as a female.
She's doing a great job of cutting those promos for Rusev. And just having the match, and I'm looking forward to the match on Sunday for sure.
Yeah, this actually has a really good build up to it. For how long ago it started, it wasn't that long ago. It was very short, but the build up is good. The story makes sense. The crowd's behind it. Face turn was executed properly, and everything's working out. That's booking 101. I'll tell you right now. We'll shoot over to Stardust real quick. What's your opinion, buddy?
Man, they're trying really hard to get Swagger over the face, and it's working. And that proved it with what we saw last night. One of the best segments I've seen in a while. Getting the U.S. pretty much 2 people from the USA and two superstars from Russia. You're getting them together. Gonna create some good TV, and it's lived up to the hype, and it's gonna be a insane match this Sunday.
Exactly.
Maybe Swagger would be the one to finally beat Rusev.
A lot of people think Rusev is going to crush him. My opinion, I am leaning more towards Rusev winning. Different story, different day. We'll talk about that on the prediction shows. But this rivalry is so good. The build-up's so good. People are forgetting that the match itself, the quality of the match, is actually going to be phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to it, just like you are, Austin. We'll head over to Adam. What do you think about it?
What I think about is the debate. It did start a bit slow, but throughout it got really better. We really enjoyed it. The crowd's behind it. They're interested about it. They're not quiet. They're just sitting there. They hear. They're behind Swagger a lot. With this. This face turn looks like it's working, and they're pushing it. WWE. They have to be fair to them. It's doing well. Lana's getting a lot of heat. She keeps saying USA stupid. I kind of laughed a few times. She was gold. She just said, to Zeb, you have to admit the country's mistakes, and she slapped him. That was a really nice slap. Definitely enjoyed it. Swagger versus Rusev Battleground. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good match. I think his undefeated streak is in jeopardy, but I still think I'm pulling for Rusev. I can't see him losing this early in the game, especially to Swagger. But still, the feud's doing really. I'm really enjoying the feud. I really like it. More to come, And I like that reversal he did when he was. I think when Rusev was beating Swagger at the beatdown, and then he's doing that. He's going to do that super kick, and then Swagger reverse it to the Patriot lock. That was pretty cool. He didn't tap out, but he crawled out of the ring. But that was really. It left Swagger again standing tall. He's done it a few times now. Rusev.
Right.
So it makes you think now. Who's going to win. But yeah.
The funny thing is, if WWE was smart, they would capitalize on it. The emotional investment the fans have already put forward into something so short that's been built up properly, I wouldn't end this at Battleground. That would just be plain silly and stupid. The fans are so into this, you could carry it out for like 2-3 months, and it would do good numbers. So yeah, if WWE is right on the money, which they usually are, I'm pretty sure there's going to be maybe a disqualification finish to that match and continuing into the next pay-per-view. Maybe end it at SummerSlam. Give it an extra month. It has the fire to keep going. But yeah. we saw what happened was Lana actually ended up slapping Zeb. That led to, I believe, Swagger tackling Rusev. He punched him a couple of times, and Lana came up from behind, pulled Swagger's hair, and Rusev literally just dropped him, sends him like right into the fucking podium, and flashes him in the corner. A lot of crazy stuff. Big super kick, but the super kick was countered with the Patriot lock. I honestly thought that was awesome. Perfect reversal.
Right.
You guys have any comment on that quick altercation?
Well, I kind of said that bit when he reversed it was a pretty awesome moment. I did like how Lana was grabbing Swagger's hair. It was kind of she can grab my hair if she wants to, but that's a story another day. Right? That's a story another day.
That's for the preview, man. Come down. Come on.
Yeah, it shows that she's tough, as well. She's not a weak cookie.
She's feisty, so that's always good.
Yes. We don't want to fight her. No.
I'm gonna skip the quick backstage segment between Roman Reigns and Cena unless you guys have any comment.
No, definitely pass.
No. All right, so we're gonna shoot right over to the Alberto Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam match. Any comment on that, Austin?
I thought it was a clever move. Not sure if it's a botch or not, but then pulling up the apron or just having RVD fall right through the skirt. Thought that was pretty funny.
It was vicious. I gotta admit, Del Rio tells a good story. And after that kick to the head from the apron, all he did was focus on the head. Take his opponent out. It made sense. That's exactly what wrestling is. You're telling a story.
That's what he does.
And he did it perfectly. That's perfect ring psychology right there. What did you think of it, Mario?
I mean, both guys are pretty good workers in the ring. Of course, RVD isn't what he used to be, but I mean, they work well together. So I mean, I liked the match. Kind of felt like a time filler, but I mean, I also liked it at the same time. So I mean, thumbs up to that one.
Right. And we saw, RVD fly, tried to drop the 5-star frog splash on Del Rio, gets his knees up, and he really did land squat right on his knees. I felt the painful arm right in my ribs, but getting away with the cross arm breaker.
Is it
You
my
hear me?
go? Oh, I didn't hear you because you cut off. You cut off. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the match. Yeah, I mean, the cross arm breaker, how he, he put his knees up when he did the 4-star fall splash, and he countered to do this cross arm breaker. He's done that before, but that was pretty nasty. But I wanted RVD to win, but hey, Del Rio won. I didn't really enjoy the match. I thought it was okay. They countered before each other, but they're both, they're talented guys. RVD still has it. Yeah, he may not be what he was, 15 years ago, but he still got it. He still runs around like he's 30. But I don't know what's next for RVD. He's got like a 90-day contract clause, but I don't know who's he going to feud next. But obviously he's going to be in that battle royal. But I don't see him winning it. But what's he going to do after? But yeah, I mean, the match itself, it was alright. It was okay. I thought, I thought Del Rio would be gone by now. Must be signed a contract or something. But
yeah,
I don't know. Must be signed because I thought his contract expires in July.
Yeah, it should be right around this time his contract expires. There's been no word on it. He could have possibly re-signed and it just didn't break to the public, but that's very unlikely in my opinion. Yeah. You guys still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're gonna any comment on the Nikki Bella handicap match versus Cameron Alicia Fox? I thought she did decent by herself out there. She got decent flow. She's not a horrible wrestler like everybody says. But any comment on the match, guys?
No. As Daniel Bryan says, no.
I'm gonna find Daniel Bryan.
Not as when Dean Ambrose says.
Yeah.
Nope. No.
Nope.
Nope.
But you know, I don't know. Who knows what this is gonna lead to? Whether it's gonna be Nikki versus Stephanie, Brie versus Stephanie. It could draw some excitement here. You know, you never know what's gonna happen. So I'm not gonna knock it right away. I'm not interested in it. Just like when primetime players broke up, I said it's gonna be downhill for both of them. And Darren Young, I think, is still injured. Titus Young's doing absolutely nothing. It's not working. And Naomi is someone who has great talent, and she's arguably the best and most talented wrestler in the women's division in WWE right now. So I think Cameron's gonna go downhill from here. I honestly do. But we're
Well,
gonna move forward into the next match.
who cares?
Yeah, promo from Stardust and Goldust. Very Austin on the show. Thanks for a great promo. I thought it was alright. You know, these guys are bizarre. Like, it's like, what the fuck's going on? But it's intriguing at the same time. And if it's intriguing, it's working because it's drawing you in. Any comments on it, guys? The promo between Stardust and Goldust.
Well, let Stardust talk for himself. Go on, Stardust. You can tell how you felt about it. What's going?
You know, I thought I did great. I mean, yeah, good for, you know, we see these from these guys every week. It's usually calls for some gold entertainment, no pun intended.
Where's your face paint, though? I was expecting the face paint.
You there, dude?
Nice when you lost it when he was Goldust in the backstage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was quite funny. You know, the backstage. You know, it's getting. You know, you can see now Stardust is more creepy than Goldust. So I'll say Goldust is the normal one, but what I mean, I don't know. They've been feuding with Axel, and I think it's kind of done its course. It's time to feud with somebody else, like maybe feud with the Usos next. After depends with the Wyatt family what happens, or maybe feud with the Wyatt family, and then they could eventually down the line you could see probably Stardust feud to Goldust. Obviously, you know, SummerSlam would be the perfect venue for that. Yeah, that's what I would say. Anybody else want to comment about it?
Not really. No.
No. Can't
No
as well. No.
Anything? I don't know. Hopefully it works out for them. So far, they're intriguing. They haven't really gone too far in the ring yet, but I want to see them in a pay-per-view match and see what they're going to do. I want to see what's going to be different about this. It's different. Cody Rhodes needs that chip on his shoulder. He really needs to do something. And do I like the Stardust gimmick? Yeah, I think it's okay, but I'm not very happy with the decision of trying to be the exact same thing as Goldust. It's just like Cody Hall being his father Scott, being Razor Ramon. You have to be yourself in this business. Originality is key to making, like I said earlier. So, that's the negative in my opinion, but hopefully it works out for him. If we move into the next match, it was Cesaro with Big E, and we noted that Paul Heyman wasn't with Cesaro. They were joking around. There was a work, whatever you want to take it as, that Paul Heyman was fired or he quit. We would end up seeing him later in the night. There was a story. We'll get to that. But yeah, we had Big E versus Cesaro, and I thought it was okay for what it was. You know, I'll tell you, when he threw the chair at Kofi Kingston, when Kofi Kingston came out, when he threw that chair at him, man, I thought he was going to take his head off or he was going to knock out a fan, to be completely honest. But
lucky he didn't.
I know.
He could have been suspended or something. But go ahead.
Yeah, he could have got suspended. That would have sucked. But you know, what is this now? His third loss in a row. He's losing to Big E. Cesaro, I'm not really happy about the momentum decline. And Paul Heyman has been with him. This is the first time he wasn't with him. So other two losses, you can't really say anything about either. So, you know, what's the deal here? I don't know why they're killing. I don't know if they're killing the push, but it kind of seems like that. We'll shoot over to Austin. What do you think about the match? And what do you think about Cesaro going 0-3 the last couple weeks?
I think they're going to lead with Cesaro having that losing streak. I think they're going to lead it into somewhere coming down the line. I mean, the match was decent. I'm still, you know, I mean, I can get why Kofi Kingston came out with Big E, but I'm still a little shook on it. Otherwise, it was a decent match.
Nation of Domination returning.
Maybe.
That was a one-time thing. It's not meant to be redone. It's not. It's like repainting Mozart or redoing a Mozart song. I'm sorry. It just, you don't do it. But yeah, we'll shoot over to Mario. What did you think of the match, and what did you think about Cesaro being 0-3 the last couple weeks?
Cesaro losing for the last 3 weeks. You know, I mean, I don't know what's going on backstage or whatever. I think he might have just like pushed Triple H by accident or something, and you know they're burning him now or something. I don't know. but this might lead to a bigger push, possibly with this losing streak that uh, maybe he wins the title on Sunday. Who knows? But I mean, I don't like him losing, and especially to guys like Kofi and Big E. But I do think Big E and Cesaro could have pulled off a good match if they would have gotten some time.
Possibly.
All right, for sure. I'll shoot over to Adam.
Yeah, I mean the match itself was okay, nothing too special. You had Kofi helping Big E. He had the chair, took it away from him. He nearly knocked off a fan. Lucky he didn't. He could have been suspended for how long, I don't know. But it's sad to see, Cesaro lost Big E cleanly, kind of after he had that big win at WrestleMania 30 with that giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy. I mean, they haven't really capitalised on that. Yeah, they put him with Paul Heyman, but I have to say, I think it's backfired.
Lackluster.
I think it has backfired definitely. I mean, since he's been with Paul Heyman, it hasn't worked out. Because he keeps talking about Brock Lesnar conquering the Undertaker's undefeated streak all the time. There's always the spotlight on Brock Lesnar, not Cesaro. And just hasn't happened with these Paul Heyman guys. Hasn't worked so far recently. I think they should have done that face turn after WrestleMania. They should have done that with the momentum he had going with the giant swing. I mean, he was so over. Now it's died down. It's sad to see now. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, now I think they should turn him probably our face. But Paul Heyman, I think he's probably done with Paul Heyman, I guess. I don't know. Because since Brock Lesnar's returning soon, so we'll see. But I'm disappointed with how Cesaro's losing now, like 3 matches in a row. I don't think he's done anything backstage. I don't think he's getting buried. I wouldn't say buried he's getting, but he's in a losing streak. I don't know if that's going to mean it's going to be storyline for him potentially being turning face, but we'll see. But I hope he's one of those guys going to win the Battle Royal. Him or Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. He's on the losing streak, coming off of not having any momentum going in the last couple of weeks. He's actually the dark horse going into this, and he's probably going to pull it out, And there's other thoughts I have. I'll mention that later when we get to a different part of the show. Any last thoughts, guys?
Just to say, Paul Heyman did not get fired.
Well, no, we'll get to that because we see him later in the night.
Yeah. Still, I'm just going to say it. He didn't get
I was
fired.
double checking at that moment last night. I was like on the internet checking if that was true or not because I was freaking out.
No, they haven't talked about CM Punk since they don't talk about CM Punk at all. Why mention Heyman the day it happened? So it's like there's no way it's just over.
Go ahead.
But we're gonna head into the next part. We come back from commercial. Chris Jericho is actually making his way out, coming down the ramp. Fucking awesome entrance, man. I really love his entrance. No matter how long I've seen it for, it's awesome. But I head down to the ring. He cuts a good promo, talking about this is his home. And he's never really seen anything like Bray Wyatt. The guy's an anomaly, somewhat like a manipulator of sorts. And I enjoyed the promo. And Jericho said, "You want to get crazy, Wyatt? I can get crazy." The crowd just popped. They started chanting, "Let's get crazy." That's for everybody. Let's get crazy. So what happens? Bray Wyatt's music flashes, and he's on the Titantron. And one thing I didn't like about this, the fans. It wasn't a couple of fans here. The whole crowd was chanting "boring" to Bray Wyatt. And in my opinion, for the television he's been giving us, it's very disrespectful, and it's different than hijacking shows, in my opinion. But yeah, I enjoyed the promo on both ends, and they ended up trying to attack him. The lights flash on, Harper and Rowan are in between him in the ring, and he ends up slipping out of there, making his way backwards up the ramp, and Bray Wyatt comes out, hits him from behind with a lariat, drops him on the ground. His sister Abigail's him, and it was a sight to be seen. As Bray Wyatt still is bruised up from the. He had to get stitches actually for that ring shot Ric Flair gave him. But we'll shoot over to Mario. What did you think about the promo on both ends? What do you think about the beatdown at the end?
I like both promos. Both Jericho and Bray Wyatt are awesome on the mic. why getting a boring chance just kind of shows that he's lost some of that steam he had before he went into the feud with Cena. Just thought I'd put that out there real quick.
Yeah.
There is an
but I
effect
mean,
somewhere.
You know, it was just a build to the match. I mean, it was what it was. Kind of predictable the way he was walking out the ramp, why he was going to come out from behind. That Sister Abigail on the stage looked pretty bad. I mean, that's about it. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, you know, he pretty much landed on top of Bray Wyatt instead of face planting onto the steel grate. But, you know, I'm not one to say, you know, imagine eating that steel grate to the face like that. That's not a pretty move to take up there. But, yeah, Austin, what did you think about the promo on both ends? What did you think about the beatdown?
They both, to me, they both still perform unbelievable. I mean, you got Jericho that's been around forever. He knows what he's doing, and we got Bray, like we said, still getting there. But this promo was leading off to what should be a great match at Battleground. The boring chance really made me want to throw a shoe through my TV. But the beatdown, it's making this match bigger. It's gonna be an exciting match.
All right, Adam, what's your take on the beatdown and then promos?
Yeah, I mean, the promos, you know, as I said before, both Bray Wyatt's gold. He's not done one promo. Is that, it's average or it wasn't that good. Always delivers them. You know, Jericho's Jericho. You know, he's always going to deliver good promos, and he said it's his home, WWE. You know, it's nice. You know, he lists some guys. You know, and, yeah, I mean, you know, he said let's get crazy. Fans sounded crazy, and it's pretty cool. The beatdown was pretty cool. You know, when the lights gone off, you kind of knew they were going to be in the ring, the Wyatt family, obviously. Yeah, he was dealing with a handicap match. Great. Did the Sister Abigail on the stage. Yeah, it's cool. Looking forward to Battleground. The match itself, you know, they did some little work in NXT, but this is actually going to be in the pay-per-view, so let's see. I think it could be a key match. You know, it's going to help. It's going to help Bray Wyatt. You know, obviously, Joker's going to put him over, which Cena didn't do. But yeah, definitely Joe's going to help him. It's going to bring back his credibility he had, because I think he lost some of it down to that Cena feud, and I think that's probably why some fans did chant boring, which I felt was disgraceful from fans to chant Bray Wyatt boring. I thought, are they drunk or they don't know what understand his gimmick? I don't know what it is, but I thought that was really dumb. I think they were drunk, probably.
$5 for beer. I don't know how many people are drinking.
Or they were smoking something. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
One of them. I think they should have been kicked out. I think the security should kick them out from the ring.
Sometimes the time's appropriate. Any last thoughts?
No.
Everyone clear? All right.
Everyone's fine. Yeah.
You good?
Yep.
Go ahead.
All right, cool guys. All right, we're gonna jump into it. AJ Lee, Eva Marie. I don't care for the match itself. Of course, it was a squash. AJ wins. I don't care about that. It's what happened after. AJ Lee walked up, sat on the announcer's table, and just sat there, you know, Indian style, and they just had some, you know, oddball conversation. It's kind of somewhat admiration on both parts for each other's talents, especially with Paige being so young. She definitely is really looking up to AJ Lee. But this is gonna split. Someone's gonna turn heel somewhere. Something's gonna happen, and it could be Paige, it could be AJ. Let's see how they work it. To be honest, Paige has already ran as a great heel, so not in WWE, of course, but as Brittany Knight, she ran as a great heel when she wrestled in the UK before she came to the
Yeah.
So she'll capitalize on that, no problem. She has the side of her, and it'll work. People will honestly hate her, and she will draw boos. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the match. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Just getting interested in the feud. Actually, she's becoming like. I don't know, Paige is becoming a bit possessed, I would say, with AJ Lee. You know, she's like, all lovely-dovely with her, but when it
Not a
comes,
Mickey James, not another Mickey James storyline.
it's I don't know. It felt like that. Like I just don't want them. I don't want Paige next thing to say, "Oh, they're gonna kiss" or something. That was just lesbian style.
Okay, yeah, no problem there. So.
Yeah. But maybe it will happen. Maybe they're recycling the old storyline, but I don't know if it will work in the PG stuff. But still, pretty cool. But,
That reminds me of earlier in the show when Layla and Summer Rae were dancing on the announce table, and I believe JBL goes, "I can't see the referee," and Cole and Lawler goes, "Who cares about the referee?" I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, they could have made out. Well, they could have made out on the announce table, but hey, it didn't happen. But
I think they're pretty funny together, to be honest. People have action, but I think they're good. I think they're pretty good. Austin,
Yeah.
Mario, any thoughts on that?
Their conversation on the announce table had me cracking up for some reason. It was gold television performed by the both of them.
It is, man, and I love the way this whole thing is culminated since that AJ Lee's return in general. But Mario,
I was going to say one thing, but I thought Paige did pretty well in the commentary because I know a lot of people think she can't talk, but she showed that she can talk on night. Like,
yeah,
she did really well. She's improving. So
yeah, she was going blow for blow with JBL.
Exactly. And she was comfortable, like she's sitting back and laughing. She was not like she was worried or anything. So
yeah,
it's going to be an interesting match. I think it could be one of those again. I think it could steal the show. For a Divas match, I think it could be a really good match. Probably could say the best. It could be potentially the best Divas match of the year. I think that's.
Yeah, I think
there's no one's going to beat that. Someone's going to really. I think it's going to be better than Natalia and Charlotte one in NXT.
Yeah, I think it can do. You know, it has the potential to steal the show for women. Like these are two women that are very talented, and who knows what they're going to break out. But yeah. We'll head into the next match after the commentary segment. We come back from commercial. Bo Dallas, Great Carly. Any comments on that? Call him a bad giant, I believe. Bad giant, he screamed. So, but yeah, the streak lives. The streak lives.
I'm just gonna say what the hell was I watching? Like, one of those moments when you think you sit back and it's like awkward. Like, should I be watching this? I mean, is this part of wrestling? Like, I don't know. Carly returning, I didn't really care.
Nope.
We knew it was going to be sloppy. He did his little chops there and whatever, and then Bo Dallas did his whatever, like his finisher. Okay, he got Can out, and who cares? He did a victory lap. I don't really care. And I think he kind of talked to Carly saying, "Don't worry." You know, and then he gets chopped.
He got chopped, and he
just goes.
Funny. He sold the expression.
Yeah.
But he didn't lay down that long. He just
because
off
Carly
quite
was on his
quickly.
knee, so it wasn't the full effect, you'd say. But yeah,
it was missable.
Missable is definitely right. Austin, you got any comments for Mario?
15 and Bo leave.
The streak lives. The streak lives.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna be Goldberg's streak, but he can try.
Right, we might see 174-0. The streak might live. This is the greatest streak in sports entertainment today.
Well, it's still. But what about Rusev's streak? He's still got a streak going.
Don't be a bone. Rusev's streak. That's all right.
Yeah, I think. But hopefully someone ends Bo Dallas' streak.
All right.
Well, he's still kicking in. Still keeping it.
All right. So, what's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. So yeah, we come back from the break after the Bo Dallas match and segment. We go into Seth Rollins talking to the Authority. You know, not really happy with what Orton and Kane are doing, and you know, I don't know what's to make of this, but you can still see there's some tension everywhere. There's a little build up. There's little things here and there that stand out to me, and I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. What do you guys think? The Plan C when Heyman walks up is really crazy because this is what I wanted to elaborate on earlier. You know, he said Plan C, and we all know that SummerSlam poster leaked of Lesnar versus Cena, and you know it's kind of been like hitting me here and there. What if it's not Lesnar? What if it's CM Punk? And I know I say that with great gratitude because people are gonna bash me for it, but not because it says it's Plan C, CM Punk because of C. No, it's not because of that. Just the pure fact that there's just something going on. I can't even like fixate on it. But what do you guys think about it? We'll go over to Mario.
Plan C is completely not CM Punk. It's Brock Lesnar, and I think the plan. Well, I think I'll get into that in the main event because something happened in the main event that kind of hinted that Plan B wasn't going to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I know. Yeah. So.
All right, we'll head right over to Austin.
Yeah, I think Plan C is definitely going to be Lesnar.
Yeah,
And it's going to be interesting how they're going to play it out too.
Yeah, like I wonder if the element of Seth Rollins' briefcase is going to come into play. Of course, they're going to do something with it, but will he actually cash in? Is what's yet to be seen. And Heyman has something up his sleeve, and I don't know, just that poster leaking to me. It seems like too obvious, and it looked like the poster from like 2-3 years ago to me. It doesn't sit right with me. I think there could be something else going on, but who knows? Shoot over to Adam.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the backstage. You see All and K not getting on the same page. You can see something's going to happen. Battleground, Cena's going to eventually get out the win somehow. But besides that, Heyman walks in, forward to Triple H and Stephanie was kind of saying, well, where you been all night, maybe he's in Japan or he was not fired, but yeah, he said he's got Plan C. When he said Plan C, I just thought straight away it's going to be Brock Lesnar's obvious choice. He's going to turn up at Battleground after the match, and and then that'll set up Cena and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. That's what's going to happen. You could say CM Punk maybe. Yeah, I mean that could be, but I still think it's Brock Lesnar. I'm going to have to go with Brock Lesnar at this point. I mean.
Yeah, it's just so likely that
it's too obvious. I don't know who else it would be.
But sometimes WWE will blatantly make something so obvious, so predictable that it becomes unpredictable and something different happens. But yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen. There's something going on there, and I don't know. I can't wait to see it. It's just flabbergasting at the moment. But yeah, we'll move forward. We'll go to we got Ric Flair actually coming to the ring.
Woo!
Woo! Happy to see him back. They do the segment with Renee Young, and he's really putting on the moves with her, and they were going back and forth for a little while. Flair was doing his original thing. I really enjoyed it. Always happy to see a guy like that come back. So
yeah,
he starts showing some admiration for John Cena, and lo and behold, I don't know if fans really liked it. You hear his music hit, he fucking marches down the stairs to that jumps in the ring. Yeah. Cena ends up coming out. Kind of breaks out into a propaganda of words, to say the least, leading into the main event match, which could become a handicap match. But yeah, we'll shoot over to Austin. What do you think of it?
I believe Ric Flair was drunk during this whole thing, just by the way he was acting. But yet again, he's acted like this before. But I'm not really sure on that. But going into the whole, his pick with John Cena, and as he handed over the belt to Ric Flair, there's been a bunch of reports saying that they've retired the World Heavyweight Championship whenever John Cena handed it to Ric Flair, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the retiring of the championship was, I didn't expect that. I thought he just gave it to him to hold, and that was it. I had no idea something so little. Like, they should have done a couple of minutes on TV for that. Like, that title has so much prestige. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm honestly pissed off they retired that title, to be completely honest.
I love that. Here we go. I've got it here.
Adam's got the real one over in the UK.
I've got the real one. This is the real one, but yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate.
And that title made its return on Raw, if we can remember that. That's basically Raw's title.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's when Ed Bischoff presents it to Triple H.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Who wants to go next? Adam?
I'll go next. Yeah, because he's muted. So, Ric Flair come in. It's always nice to see appearance from the Nature Boy. He's limousine riding, you know, kids stealing, dealing, wheeling, you know, someone with a gun, you know what he does. You know, he flirts with the girls, he gets the girls, and he was giving the moves to Renee Young. I felt it was a bit uncomfortable at times. You know, Renee Young looked a bit, like she was smiling, but she was like, she was like, can he stop now? Like, just getting the. I thought the next minute he wanted to make out with her or something. But yeah, it was pretty funny. You know, it looked like he'd been drinking too much Kool-Aid, but I guess he's allowed. But you know, he did say about Cena. You know, he's predict he's gonna come out as Battleground still the champion. I was like, another guy. I was like, Hogan said it. Now Ric Flair said it. I was like, ugh, really? I thought maybe now the fans might boo him now after saying that, but you know, he didn't. You know, Reigns wasn't happy. He came down, obviously. Yeah, he left. Ric Flair, you know, got out the ring, maybe a sign of respect. And then obviously John Cena came down, gave handed this world title, WCW world title. I'm gonna say, just handed it to him. So you could say he's retired, but I don't know if it's actually officially retired. But it's sad because I really love that belt, and I really think they should keep the belt because it would sell so much merch, and it could be any hope of brand expansion. Like have one belt on SmackDown, one obviously on Raw. But you know, if it's not, it's not. But yeah, you know, I think if they did retire it, you know, they should have done like, you know, in the ring, they should have done something. But, but they should have done something like special. I don't know. Just handing it like that was a bit. I didn't like it. I don't know. I just didn't like it. But the main event itself was, you know, it was a handicap match. Nothing too spectacular. It was all, you know, it was all right. It was okay. It could have been better. Main event. I'm kind of fed up with these tag team matches in the main event. It's getting every week. I know it's going to be either tag team match, 6 men. Gets dull for me. Could switch it up a bit, but you know, Cena Reigns won. You know, because yeah, they won. Orton, I think, and Kane was, I think Orton did the RKO on Kane or something. But
Yeah.
something like that. It kind of shows that they're not on the same page. And Reigns beat Cena, I think, by mistake, but I don't think he cares. But yeah, that's it. Really, in the end, nothing special. I just thought. I think overall Raw was, you know, it was solid, but I think it could have been better heading into Battleground. I thought the matches was not that great as it could have been. I think it was the promos were good and the opener, and the backstage stuff was good, but the matches, the wrestling wasn't that good.
Yeah, they seemed to have a different approach last night on Raw, and I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought it was decent for the go-home show. The main event itself, it wasn't really hit or miss. It was okay. It had its parts that stuck out to me, but it wasn't really anything special either. It did turn out to be somewhat predictable to sorts. We did notice Seth Rollins sold an injury like hell when he lariated himself to the outside. What do you guys think about that? I thought Seth was injured. He sold that great.
So did I.
Yeah, everybody sold.
He sold it really good. I enjoyed that. I really thought he was hurt, and the match itself ended up ending with was it Reigns and Cena, I believe, that got the win by DQ.
Yeah, no DQ. Yeah.
Yep, they get the win by DQ, and they all go back at it eventually. Music hits, and you know, everyone's down on the floor, and pretty much Raw goes off the air with just Cena looking on with a blank stare at Reigns.
Again.
He's that guy going in. He has all the momentum. He's the favorite to win.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the guys? Overall, you know, I thought it was a solid show. Like Adam said, it could have been better, but I enjoyed it. It's free television at the end of the day, so I'm not going to argue it either. Overall, I give it I think it was like a 7 3/4. I think it's a fair grade. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna give it a 7, pretty much. You know,
Alright.
I would give it higher, but because the match quality wasn't good enough for me.
I'm always
I did enjoy. Why I give it a 7? I did enjoy obviously the beginning of the opener of Raw and the backstage, the promos of Jericho and Bray Wyatt. That was really good. But
opening was good. The opening was really good. That's what sold the show, in my opinion.
that's what, yeah.
But,
That was the best part, really. I would say one of the best. Yeah.
What do you think, Austin? What do you think? What did you think about the main event and the overall quality of the show? What would you rate it?
Yeah, the main event, like we said, it was predictable. We figured, the top faces would come in and get the win before a pay-per-view, before a big match quality pay-per-view. I'm gonna go ahead and give this. I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
All right. What do you think about it, Mario? Overall show quality in the main event.
Well, I'm gonna touch on Ric Flair coming back real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And seeing him bow down to Cena on the ramp was just.
Oh yeah.
It made me tear up a little, man, because it was sad. And Cena handing him the title, kind of I guess you could say they did retire, but I doubt they did. It was just him kissing ass again or something. So, I mean, I really don't think it's retired, or maybe the next week he won't come out with it anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
The main event, it was predictable. I mean, another DQ finish for a main event. Fantastic. The spear on Cena looked pretty bad because I don't know if you guys noticed, but Cena he kind of jumped into the spear. You're not supposed to jump into a spear, so it made it look pretty kind of iffy to me.
I don't think he was ready, but
yeah, I mean, whatever. And then Orton, hitting the RKO on Kane, getting that tension in for the main event on Sunday. And Seth Rollins kind of selling an injury, and I think that him cashing in was Plan B. He's hurt now, quote unquote hurt. So Plan C is gonna come into effect because he's hurt. So I mean that's how I think it's gonna play out in the storyline sense. I don't think he's actually hurt, but I think it's just part of the storyline.
No, yeah, they announced he's all right. We know he's okay now.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he sold it really well. I really thought he was. I feared for him at the time. I thought, oh, if he's really serious injured, he might have to lose the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Thought he popped his knee.
He did it really well. See, I don't know. He's extraordinary in talent. Steph Rollins is. Shows how he can sales it. He can do anything. He's like a ninja.
Yeah, ninja.
Ninja like Batman, whatever. What he wears is like Batman. It's most
Mario, did you give your the rate for the show?
Oh, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I wasn't really a big fan of the show.
Well, low baller.
Woo!
I hate being so negative, but I don't know. It was just not my kind of show. So.
Yeah, I can hear it. It had its strong points and its weak points overall. Raw, in my opinion, it was decent. Could have been better. We're going to head out early on the show tonight, let everybody get their plugs in. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow we have Kimberly on the show at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. She wrestles for CZW. She's been in other promotions in the Northeastern region, so a lot of good things. We're going to pick her brain, see what she has to say, what she's going to offer us, and, we're happy to have her on the show. We're honored. Let's shoot over to Mario. Drop your plug.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at GoldenEagle0462.
All right, awesome.
He's muted. I don't think he's.
Stardust.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
You can find me on Twitter at PuddingPop.
All right, make
If
sure
you want any Christmas pudding.
make sure you guys check out Pudding Pop and the rest of the Destroying Kayfabe crew. They got their show going via DK, so make sure you check them out. They're doing big things. They just debuted yesterday. So, yeah, keep in touch with them. Yeah. All right, we'll go to Adam.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of the champion of PWF Is War,
Oh, boy.
you want to the face of the company now. So if you want to follow me at Twitter, which I'm starting to use again, is Captain 3 Austin. Yeah, so follow me, fans. I'm the real guy here, so follow me. And, stay real, and yeah, subscribe to us. We get new subscribers.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we all hope you're a real guy. So.
Yeah. You can see it.
All right, you guys, any last thoughts before we head off the air?
Nah, it's just looking forward to tomorrow's show. The
Absolutely.
interview.
Kimberly
I'm going to be
tomorrow.
around. So.
Thrasher's the 19th, 24th, Davey Vega. Make sure you guys check us out. Follow us on Twitter at PWF Is War. Like our page on Facebook. Join the group, Podcast Wrestling Fallout. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow our channel on YouTube, Podcast Wrestling Fallout. For Paul Jazer, the Arabian Wolf, and the rest
What about
of the
group?
I said that. I said the group. We're out.
All right.